Raptor-C47 or Raptor-Cat. Okay. So here's the thing. Let's paint it to make it easier to see. Just gonna go like a lighter color. I have mods on, so I'm in a DarkStar terminal. Matilija is the cockpit. Actually, I could start by just taking the whole cockpit off, because inside the cockpit is the habitats, and that's what everything is actually attached to. So the only thing that the cockpit needs to attach to is at the back entrance here, attaches to this window. So that's how you make it nominal. If you want to put habitats inside the cockpit, you have to have a window attached at the same place as the entrance, and then have that attached to the habitats. And that's how I did that. But here we go. Let's pull these parts off. Matilija, fin, tail fin. The wings are a little bit complicated, so I'm going to do that after I break apart the middle here. We have an Avontech Docker, and then DarkStar deflector array. That's a shield. I'm actually going to change the shape of it. Yeah, that's easier to snap. The black one for some reason snaps in a weird way, so I just changed it. J-type reactor. So this is those Star Wars ships. The J-type gives you these micro modules. I also use the N-1 modules. So N-1 fuel tank. And they're just so small. Let me zoom in and I'll show you. Hey, come on. Come on. There it is. N-1 hyperdrive. Cargo, 56,000 shielded cargo. Overpowered, super overpowered. Here we go. Cloaking device. I don't want the cloaking device. I'm actually going to get rid of that. Put it back together without it. This is multiple pieces of equipment on the same plate. So let me show you what we got. We got the conduction grid, DarkStar version. DarkStar, what's that? Comm spike, and then Scan jammer, also DarkStar. And then I just took those off. I'll have to put them back on. You guys will see how that works too. And we've just got our window, habitat, and window. If you want, you can do the same as me. I did Matilija Aerospace. But there's basically all of our living area. You could do a 2x1, a single 2x1, or you could do two 1x1s. I did two 1x1s because this winds up being the cockpit and this winds up being seating. So it feels kind of like an airplane. You'll see when I walk inside it. Alright, let's see what we got here. Our engines. I'm going to leave that actually for now. Let's take this cowling. Alright, on the cowling, we have this magic gun setup. Here we go, here we go. Come on, let me grab it. Oh no, I don't want that piece. I don't want that piece. I want... There we go. An equipment plate with 3 weapons on it? How did that happen? I'll show you how to do that too. Here we go. Oh, now these are stuck on the other one. But that's fine. It doesn't matter if it's the equipment plate or if it's the weapon mount. It doesn't matter. As long as they stick to one of them and they're in the same arrangement, you're good. And then the big guns. Those are on an equipment plate. So let me just pull this cowling off and we'll get to that. Alright. Moving on along here. The shroud side cowling, not these, but the little piece that can go in between them, that can't flip sideways with better ship part flips. So what I did is doubled up on these right there to fill in that space. Okay. And then beneath that, we have our screen door. This is our bay. So that attaches right there. That's the whole bay, is just a screen door. That's from One of a Kind Ships. It's a mod called One of a Kind Ships. And then on the front side of those habitat modules, we had our, well, more of these. Easier ship building is what's allowing me to place everything inside of other stuff without any problems. Had our landing gear right there. One of them at least. Alright, now let's break this apart. So here's the complicated part about these wings, is these Avontech blocks. And I'm probably going to get an error code because I'm using Avontech blocks. This is lighting. I'll show you guys that later too. But here is a wing setup. I needed my wings to come out of exactly like this edge and this edge at this height. And so to be able to attach a wing at that height, I had to attach this Avontech block to the upper cowling and then put one more Avontech block down here and attach the wing to this Avontech block and this engine. But that's what gave me that shape, the ability to have the wing in exactly the right spot. Avontech blocks are super handy. Yeah, recommend them, but they are glitchy sometimes, and you'll probably see it here. No, we're good actually. But sometimes you'll get the error code of object is below landing bay when it's not. So if you get that with your Avontech blocks, you have to back out of the ship builder and go back in and reattempt your Avontech block assembly. Just a side note there. Alright, so I'm just going to pull apart the rest of this wing because the other one is exactly the same, and then we'll just reassemble it. Now, this has to go on an equipment plate, so that was on this. And then we've got guns. Okay, so those guns, see how they sit inside there? And these guns were mounted inside of where the engine is, so we don't see that big bulky back of the weapon. Alright, and then there's our landing gear and more lighting. So these are lights, they're spotlights. I have green spotlights that are mounted on upside down weapon mounts. And not only is it a spotlight, but it's both the fore and the aft facing spotlights on one equipment plate or one weapon mount. And that weapon mount is flipped upside down because of better ship part flips. Okay, so that's a lot going on there just to have underglow. Oh, what else we got here? Oh. Did I put this here just for these spotlights? Let me see if that's on the other side. Because I forgot about that component of this ship. No, so that's good. But then in the aft area, let me see. Yeah, I've got that there too. Oh, that's what's going on. The weapon needed to sit just a little bit lower so that it could be inside of the engine. And so here I used a micro module. We've got our equipment plate, which snapped onto the cowling. Upside down equipment plate to give us the spotlights. And then this was also snapped to the upside down equipment plate. And then this was snapped to the underside of that in order to put this equipment plate with the weapon on it on this equipment plate. Well, it's not doing it right now, but I'll get it there in a second. But yeah, there it is, torn apart. Let's back that up and I'll just assemble that other wing to simplify things and speed it up a little bit. Right side and left side are assembled exactly the same. When you get to that point, just pause the video, do the other wing. Alright. So, I'm putting this back here. Put our cowling back. Put our backside cowling back. Okay. So we have a wing, engine, landing gear. All right here. Let's make it happen. Take our habitat module. I did 2 empty 1x1s. You need a window on the front and a window on the back. You'll see why when we get inside the ship. Now this one went on the front side. On the back side, we've got our screen door docker right there. Okay. Well, no, that whole thing doesn't want to get grabbed. Interesting. That's fine, though. Alright, I guess I'll just... I should reassemble this piece by piece, even though I already did it. We'll get it on there. Do. So that one goes in the back, which means that one goes there. There we go. These snap in... Oh, not that one. This one. Like this. See how those line up, and that just makes a nice curve right there. Sort of completes the line. Now, here... Now that we've got this snap point inside there, the engine can snap to it. See, that's too high, so let's copy it, push it down, press A, highlight the ship with left bumper, and then press A, and then press A one more time. That puts the engine where we want it. Delete the extra. Okay. Now let's put this here. And we'll put this here. Now that's the shape that we want. And I want the bottom of my ship to light up green. So let me show you guys how I made these. You need a habitat, so I'll grab an extra habitat. I just copied it. And then these are what you need. Spotlight, 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 spotlight. So I'll just delete these. We have one facing back, one facing forward. These are green Matilija spotlights. They're in the equipment section of your list. And then this, with better ship part flips, this equipment, or this weapon mount, can flip any direction. And now, here's what we do. Take two of these, copy that. Whoops, let's go back. Copy them when they're facing upright. So, make your copy first. Then place it, otherwise they might be at funny angles. Okay. Now we copy that. Let's delete these. And then make two of the ones facing the other way. And we put those on these equipment plates, or weapon mounts, sorry. And then you just position this one like right over it, and then press down. And then press A. So that's down on the D-pad, and then A on your controller. Highlight with left bumper on the main body, and then press A. And press A one more time. Now, we can just get rid of that. And we can get rid of the extra. And as you can see, we have spotlights facing forward and backward on both sides of this mount. So we take that, and that goes snapped to here. And even though it's covered up by the cowling, the light still shines through, and you still can see like green light underneath the ship when it's landed. It just looks like neat, I think. Okay. Now, moving on. On the upper side, we put our weapons. Now, this was done in the same fashion. The only difference is I used, whoa, why did these change? Obliterator, particle beam. Oh, okay, never mind, that's just a separate set. So it's done the same way as these are. And where's that other set of guns? What did I do with them? Oh, guns. Where are you? Oh, no, it's these. Okay, the other ones are installed. Alright. So anyways, these are done the same way. I'll take these off and show you. Just delete these. Grab one of these and grab an equipment plate. Again, grab a habitat module. You could probably use other stuff too, but I just use habitats by default, whatever. And we put those there, right? And then you take your third one, you put it on your equipment plate. And then put it at exactly the same spot. If you don't have it at the same height, just copy this, attach it, and then take your plate, snap it there. Now you know it's at the same height. So delete that, move it over, and then you press up on your D-pad, you press A, highlight the habitat with left bumper, and then press A. And now you can grab the equipment plate or the weapon mount, doesn't matter, because all the guns will be stuck to whichever one you grab first. Alright, now that goes here. Oh, just kidding. No, that one actually goes here. And now the most complicated mount. So this gun, if we just put it... Oh, sorry. If we just put this gun right here and still had the engine like in the same spot, see what happens? See how the gun like sticks up and it doesn't look as clean? I wanted that gun to be down just a little. So here's how we accomplish that. First things first, you have an equipment plate snapped here. And so that means that you can take this and it can snap to the underside of that equipment plate. So let's move that out of the way. Yeah, same snap point there. So it's trying to snap to that. Let's do this. We'll grab them together. There we go. Y'all see how I did that? So I highlighted with right bumper on each of those pieces. Right bumper, and then you can grab them together as one unit. And they will be attracted to the snap point because it has it available on the equipment plate there. Now, with this equipment plate up here, that provides an underside snap point for this. But, okay, so order of operations is important here. There we go. So now that's one unit. And what I did there was, okay, let's say, snap these together first. So the light goes on the equipment plate. Highlight this with left bumper so that you can grab both. And then put them here. Press A. Now they're in there. Okay? Then, to establish a place for the gun to go, we put an upside down equipment plate on the bottom of that. And then we take the right side up equipment plate that has the gun attached to it, and that now can go here. And then we can take that whole assembly. Okay, we've grabbed it with left bumper. And it can go there. It snaps right on it. Now, when we take our engine, now the gun is inside of it. And it just looks a little bit better. Alright. Okay. Next. Okay, so now that we have that cowling there, and then I've shown you how to make this triple weapon setup with the other set of guns, so we'll just slap that one there. Those are ballistics. I wanted ballistics, so I put them there. Now that gives us a snap point to put our landing gear. So the landing gear, you just sort of like line it up under the engine, press A, and then highlight your ship, press A. It snaps it on there. Now, these lights, the lights go up underneath, so usually on the outside they'll just snap on. Yeah, so that just clicked onto that snap point. I didn't really have to try there. And on the other outside, those are already installed. Okay. Now, let me see on the back. Yeah, this is the backside lighting. There we go. So that's up underneath there. Okay. Now, let's see. Was this the front side shaping? Yeah, but I already got those in. Okay. Now, We've got all this equipment up here. So the same way that I put those guns together, I put this equipment together. Let's grab a habitat. We'll take one of the pieces. Okay, so this is our scan jammer. Copy it, paste it, delete the scan jammer, put different equipment on there. So here's our conduction grid. Now I'm going to copy that, press up, press A, delete this piece, and take our comm spike. Put that on there. Now let's highlight the habitat with left bumper, press A. Press A. Let's do that one more time. Highlight the habitat with left bumper, press A, press A. Now, here's our equipment. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Here's our shield. So let's get the shield at the same height, and then we'll grab it, pick it up one space, press up, press A, highlight your ship, press A. Okay. Now, let's get all this other stuff down here. Same method, put it one space above, highlight your ship, and then press A to auto snap it. Whoops. Alright, this is hard to grab. Come on now. Nope. That's the only downside to these tiny pieces. They're literally like difficult to work with. Especially when you're using an Xbox controller like I am. Many people see my tutorials and they're like, I want to build that ship, but I am not on PC, so I can't. Just to let you know, I am also not on PC. This is all being done on an Xbox. Right, and you can hide this stuff wherever you want. I'm putting it all in the same place to make it convenient for me in case I want to take something out of my ship or modify it in any way. And then put the docker right up here. Okay. Then we'll snap this right on there. Right on there. Okay. And now this assembly is the engine and the wing, the Avontech wing, are attached to the lower block. The upper Avontech block attaches to that snap point, that circle right there. So let's use left bumper, grab this whole assembly. Just put it right there. Cover it back up. And then, last but not least, we just take our cockpit, put it basically in the right spot to where like the window lines up on the back, and then highlight the ship and press A. And we have one error, and I will bet you that error is telling me that there are objects below the landing bay. Yes, all modules must be above landing bay. Like I said before, that's coming from the Avontech blocks. It's either coming from the Avontech blocks or the micro modules. So, just so you know, when you get that error, the only thing you can do if you really, really want this ship is back out of your builder, or delete all your Avontech blocks and then back out of your builder. Then go back into the builder and only assemble the Avontech block assembly, and try your best not to copy the blocks, but pull them all from the actual selection menu. So here they are. Scroll down to Avontech. Avontech blocks are at the very bottom of that list, and that's just this little piece here. Whenever you're working with these, you're gonna get that error eventually, just because they're glitchy. But yeah, that's the full assembly. Even though we have that error code to solve it, that's how you do that. I'm just gonna remodify this real quick because I don't want that. I don't want to be invisible. Okay. No more cloaking device for me. Let's see if I can get it without the error. Alright, cool. Nominal. So, there's the Raptor Cat. You guys can build it if you want. Let's go look inside. It's been a 25-minute tutorial already, but this is a very glitchy, kind of complex build. We even got a glitch in the tutorial, so as you guys can tell, it's a little tricky to build. But, again, like, if you get that error, just try again, back out, delete the Avontech blocks, go back in. So here we go. Seating in the back, the window out the back. We walked in the door, which you can still access. You just got to go real slow right here and see, you can see the door. There's our docker. I installed one of these so I can pay bounty boards when I accidentally kill people I'm not supposed to. Cockpit section, we've got our co-pilot seat, we've got our communication seat, and then the cockpit right here. Those lights installed underneath the ship actually shine up a little bit, giving us a green glow in the cockpit, even more so when it's nighttime. Check out the visor on the front, watch. It flips up. That's something I forgot to show you guys too. That's in the equipment section. You can grab that visor and it snaps onto the window of the cockpit. One thing I accidentally left out. But yeah, you can see out of it once the visor lifts up. Those big guns have these huge bullets. Just a ton of firepower. This thing wins fights. I'll tell you right now. Pretty fast too. Let's get to our top cruising speed. So I do not have Samco on board, but I'm cruising at 240. Waiting for the boost to recharge all the way, and we're gonna test out top speed. Ready, set, go! With DarkStar engines. The base speed on these engines is 200. 14, almost 1440. So it's faster than any vanilla ship. With more firepower. That's it. That's the Raptor Cat. I'll have this video up soon. If you guys have any questions, leave comments, and I will answer the questions as best I can. Alright? Catch y'all later.